Hi, students. How are you doing? Welcome to NIRSIM. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. A lot of people do not understand how white supremacy hurts everybody. They think it's probably only me or only other people that it hurts. It literally hurts everybody. Some of them do not want to agree to it. Some of them do not want to like it, do not want to accept it. But that is true. Sometimes they feel like they do not feel it a lot, but which might be true. They do not feel it a lot because they are the one dishing it out. And they dish it out to probably people that look like me and other people that have refused to understand that they are not white, right? And then they are also going to gaslight you like, why do you make everything about race? The same people that will ask you, why do you make everything about race, are the same people that will tell you that you are a DEI hire. If you all remember that there was a time that Charlie Kirk talked about how if he sees a black pilot, that he is going to ask, are you sure he or she is qualified? Like, this person must be a DEI hire. The same people are the people that will still come back to tell you that everything is not all about race. I don't know if you understand that. Yes. So that is to tell you that they acknowledge that they are privileged and they are also white supremacists. Because if you can stand up or wake up one day to tell somebody that I don't think I'll be comfortable, let me say, I don't think I'll be comfortable seeing a black nurse. You know what? Let's get into this video.
White supremacy has nothing to do with hating white people. White supremacy hurts everyone. White supremacy isn't just about racism, it's an engineered system of mass control, with racism serving as the most visible tool. Racism is the most visible system, but it's a tool used to divide and conquer. The deeper function is maintaining elite power structures, like patriarchy, which reinforces gender hierarchy, and classism, which reinforces class oppression. White supremacy operates as the overarching framework that justifies and sustains inequality. By racializing oppression, the elites ensure that marginalized groups fight amongst each other over scraps of privilege and proximity to whiteness and false notions of superiority, rather than unifying against the architects of our exploitation. And this is why racism persists, because its purpose isn't hatred, it's domination. The elite don't care about skin color, they care about power. And as long as white supremacy keeps the masses fractured, distracted, and competing, the system remains unchallenged. So no, I don't hate white people. And yes, everything kind of is racist, but it isn't about white people specifically. It's about the elites maintaining power.
I want to talk about race really quick, specifically to the people that love to say, oh, you make everything about race, or anytime you bring up the topic of race or anything related to it, they say, oh, you love to bring about race, you're race obsessed. The easiest way to debunk that point or to negate that point is, in a country with the history of America, of course, there's going to be a high frequency of the race conversation. You get what I'm saying? Germany, for example, if a common topic that was brought up was Jews or Judaism, it would be inappropriate to be like, oh, you're Jew obsessed. You're always bringing up that, given the history of fucking Germany. I don't know, maybe if we were in Brazil, it would be a bit odd. But to ignore the history is crazy. But to go a little bit deeper than that, why, instead of asking why people are race obsessed, why are you people obsessed with acting as if it doesn't matter? It's on job applications. When I'm filling out a job application, it wants to know what race I am, what my ethnicity is. So why are we acting like it doesn't matter? I remember dating white women when I was growing up, and looks I would get in Mississippi. Or when a white woman dates a black guy, is, oh, she likes them dark. It's like a thing, like they have to talk about it. Or when a white guy dates a black girl, it's, oh, she's giving him a little bit of flavor. It's like a thing, they have to talk about it. Why are y'all obsessed with acting as if it's just something to shrug off? Where is the benefit when you act like race doesn't matter? Even from like a basic level, there are physical differences most of the time when comparing two races other than just pigmentation. Things that are specific or more distinguished in this race than they may be in another race, or vice versa. It matters. So to act or to be annoyed every time you hear the race conversation in America, of all places, is fucking crazy. If race didn't matter, why is Charlie Kirk at that site where they were removing the BLM sign on the pavement, cheering and applauding? A person that thinks race doesn't matter wouldn't attend that and wouldn't broadcast that. They would just be like, oh, race doesn't matter, and they would go on about their day. Y'all unconsciously make it just as big of a deal as we do consciously. Do you have any idea how frustrating that is when we're debating y'all? How can you say race doesn't matter when the shooting that happened in Buffalo, for example, that mass shooting at the grocery store, clearly racially motivated? So if somebody can lean on something like race enough to where they'll go out and commit a mass shooting and shoot people at a grocery store just because of their race, if the human mind is capable of that, why do you sit here and yell, race doesn't matter, you're race obsessed? So was he. If your argument is that we always bring up race and we're so race obsessed, do you ask that same question to the KKK? Why, y'all are so obsessed with race that you formed an entire group. You have a uniform. Y'all organize marches and rallies, and you have meetings. And you have a grand wizard. You've established a hierarchy for something based on race. It obviously matters to them. Do you attack them the same way you attack us for being race obsessed? No. Why is that? One side of the coin is you can't go up against somebody that's wildly more qualified than you to perform the job that y'all are both applying for, and then feel away when they get selected and then try to say, oh, well, I should have been given that position even though I'm not qualified because I'm this race or I'm this gender, and this is going to level the playing fields, and that's why I should get this position because historically I've been treated unfairly. You're not qualified. You get what I'm saying? I know that's a longer conversation, but the other side of that coin is other people will look at a diverse office, a diverse staff at a company that's doing well, and they didn't get to be a part of that company, and they go, oh, that's just DEI. That's why I didn't get that position, because they had to meet a quota. That's just DEI. No, you too were not qualified. And I think that's the meat of it. You want to call other people race obsessed, but then when you don't get into this position that you feel you should have gotten into, but somebody of a different race does, instead of taking it to the chin and being like, damn, I need to work a little bit harder, try again. The same way a father or a mother would tell their son or their daughter that if you fail, don't give up, try again. No, you don't do that. You go, oh, DEI, disrupt it all. This can't be true. But we're the race-obsessed ones. Okay, got it. When violence isn't the answer, the cost is time, and that's going to be the sacrifice of the payment that a lot of us are going to have to make. And a lot of people will make an even greater sacrifice than that. Kilmar, for example, or the students that lost their visas, or the people with student loans who are about to go into default. There's a lot of people who will lose a lot more than just time. But for the collective majority of us, we can't just barge in, guns a-blazing, and have our way. That's not a democracy. That's not a civilized society. That's not any of those things. That's barbaric, archaic, whatever you want to call it, right? So it's time. If we make it to 2028 and there's a new election and somebody with a different perspective and different agenda takes over, it's still going to take time to reverse whatever the fuck happened before then, along with you still have to deal with MAGA then. We've already seen how they are when they lose. So these things cost time. That's the cost. He won. He's doing a bunch of crazy shit. A lot of people are waking up and saying, okay, dude, like, we were rooting for you, but you're disobeying the Supreme Court right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's still time. I'm pretty sure Texas started writing articles of impeachment. I think I saw that story. Even as you write them, it takes time. He's still in power today, actively. That's the cost, time. We can't make more of that. Money, 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 all throughout America. But there's no more. I think that's the thing that pisses me off the most is we could have just chose Kamala and not dealt with any of this bullshit. But they chose him anyway. Some people simply chose him because they refused to vote for a woman. Jesus fucking Christ. And now we all spend our limited amount of time, our finite amount of time in this world dealing with it. That's fucking annoying. Does MAGA not ask questions? What happened to all the hubbub about Doge? They supposedly found all these billions of dollars in waste and fraud. They found it. Where is it? They just found all this money. But it's they have to make sure that those in default of their student loans go to collections. They just found billions, but they said, oh, we got to make sure this happens so we get that money back. But then they're promoting a system based on merit, right? A system based on merit. Fuck DEI. Diversity is a weakness, according to Charlie Kirk's dumbass. Fuck. A system based on merit, but then when you go to school to get said merit, you have to take out a loan because it's inexplicably expensive. Imagine the people that go to law school, med school, etc. The loans they have to take out. And then when there's some type of loan forgiveness or a pause on paying back said loan, this administration is like, hey, we're going to send you into collections if you're on default. By the way, we're going to raise your taxes. By the way, we're having trade wars and a tariff party that's going to increase the cost of the things you readily have access to. But don't worry, we just found all this money that the government was wasting. Where's your cut? Are y'all still not asking questions? You can hate the left and the Democrats and Joe Biden and Obama and Michelle and fucking the color blue all you want to. But while you are actively suffering, you're still not going to ask any questions? A unanimous Supreme Court decision. No ifs, ands, or buts. Go get him. Due process. Stop. And they ignore it. Video evidence that the world will see for all of eternity of the rioters on January 6th, 2021, assaulting Capitol Police, pardoned. But then the party of law and order can disobey a court order. You're still not asking questions. Since I brought up Charlie Kirk, I want to touch on something really quick because, of course, his media and those who cover what he's doing tailor it to where he's wildly popular and wildly accepted, right? We're not going to take away from what he's done. There's a big following there, a large support group, things like that. But most recently, you'll see the post of almost 3,000 people at Texas A&M packed into this theater, and then I think his outside venue had a big crowd too, and they say all these thousands and thousands of people. Let's put it into perspective. Student body at Texas A&M College Station. Over 79,000 enrolled access Main campus home to 71,000 students. Okay, let's boost his numbers. They say almost 3,000 people in this internal space, and then take into account the people at the external space. Let's just double it. Fuck it. Let's just say 6,000 people attended his venue at Texas A&M recently, right? 71,000 students. Fuck it. Let's say 40,000 of them are interested in politics, right? What is 6,000 divided by 40,000? 15%. So with boosted numbers, you touched 15% of the supposed population, student body population at Texas A&M that would be interested in politics or what you have to say. But let him tell it. Ginormous turnout at Texas A&M. On top of that, of course you get a turnout in a historically red state or a historically Republican area, just like he boasted the big crowd in Tennessee. It's real easy to have people cheering for you when you're playing at home. Go to an away game. Go to a deep blue college. You know what I'm saying? Go to a historically blue state. Go to one of these Ivy League motherfuckers. Go to a political science debate. Debate somebody that's not a college student. Don't run from the people in the Unfuck America tour as they're trying to approach you and debate you. Don't run from them and block them off and try to make it seem like you're this master intellect. With boosted numbers, you touched 15% of all of Texas A&M. Mind you, there were parents and grandparents in that supposed, that internal space, whatever the theater, whatever the fuck they call it. But with boosted numbers, we're talking about 15% of Texas A&M. But according to their media and their content, Gen Z is going to save the country, sweeping the nation. As if every college student is actively clapping and cheering for the administration and what's going on right now. Look at it from the big picture, and they don't have nearly as much momentum as they want you to believe. Every time they say that bullshit of, oh, the rogue judges, the rogue liberal judges, or the radical left, and why would they be against this? This is what the American people wanted. 70 million people voted for Trump. He beat Kamala by 3 million votes. It was damn near a 50-50 election. So while they boost crowd numbers and shout how popular they are, be aware enough to look at it from the whole point and realize that this motherfucker, in reality, touched less than 15% of the college he was just at. And I pray the Unfuck America tour is just getting started and they follow that piece of shit everywhere he goes. Debate somebody for real. Factual.
This is all I got
Humane.
from this video. And I am going to say this. I don't know if you all have seen, they keep saying everything is not all about race, but you and I know the real truth. And I remember seeing Charlie Kirk's video. You all remember I've been bringing his videos here. And there was one that I saw that if he sees a black pilot or something, that he is going to ask if the pilot is qualified, that he cannot imagine seeing a black pilot, right? And that tells you about how mean these people are. So if you do not imagine seeing a black pilot, who do you imagine seeing? And I also remember a video that circulated sometime. He was like, a white man, he was like, what will I tell a black doctor if I go to a hospital and it's a black doctor? So what am I supposed to tell the doctor? And he went further to say that I cannot imagine going to a black doctor. See, I do not have problem with people probably looking for wanting their own to attend to them, but telling me that you do not know how you will feel going to a hospital and it's a black doctor, that tells you a lot, right? They are every day going to gaslight you, telling you that I don't know why, when they are the ones that bring it up. Was he not the one that said black people are DEIs, like we are not qualified? I don't know. Okay, there are videos circulating around because all this while, Charlie Kirk has been moving around, going to debate undergraduates or people that are probably freshers that just got into college, right? And speaking over them. So people decided that it is time to deal with him. So I will still bring those exclusive because I see a lot. When I say a lot of Black content creators like consciously, you know how it gets like how versatile consciously and some other content creators that are like, okay, this man has been debating all these people. It's time for us to tell him that enough of you debating all these kids. Come and debate graduates. Come and debate people that know what history and know what American history is all about. So yeah, you all would have voted for a woman that wanted to change a lot, but you all said no. We don't want her. Why is it that you don't have any reason? You just choose to be erased to desist. And now you all have the guts to come out and tell people that it is not all about race. Are you okay? Are you people really okay? I am going to draw the curtain here and I will see you all in my next debate. Bye for now.